From the station with the most local news in our West Michigan, Fox 17 News at 10 starts right now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Vaselli. First at 10, a local contractor allegedly back to his old habits after a Hastings man says he paid him more than $20,000 for a job that never happened. Fox 17 problem solver Marisa Oberly joins us live in the studio with what she uncovered. Marisa?
Megan, the problem solvers first introduced our viewers to Kyle Ziegler in 2019 when a Grand Rapids woman told us she hired him to put in floors only for them to look the same after a few months. Fast forward to today, and Jeremy Teeple, that Hastings man, shares a very similar story. He hopes to get his money back so his family can enjoy their new home.
Jeremy Teeple calls this home his labor of love.
I ripped everything down to the studs. I took everything completely down and redid everything, wiring, drywall.
3 years ago, Jeremy and his wife bought the 2-bedroom, 1-bath property in Hastings with the intent to fix it up on the weekends and move in after their youngest child graduated from high school. But when that time came this past summer, he felt too tired to finish the final few projects. So they chose to hire someone else to do that work.
We really liked him. Compared to other contractors.
And eventually went with Kyle Ziegler of Northwood Interiors.
He is very personable, very easygoing guy, it seemed like. And all his ideas were great.
Documents reviewed by Fox 17 showed the Teeples paid Ziegler $20,760, an 80% down payment to renovate their mudroom and bathroom, install backsplash in the kitchen, and complete some trim work, like along the stair area. Jeremy says they agreed to a start date in mid-July. At that time, he explained Ziegler did their stairs, then began the backsplash, when an issue arose that supposedly required additional supplies.
He said that he needed to go back to get the tools. He told me that he had a prior engagement for that Thursday, so he couldn't come back the next day, but he would be back on Friday.
According to Jeremy, Ziegler never returned, and he did not respond to numerous phone calls and emails. His family now left with reminders of what happened throughout their home.
It was unnerving and a little panicking because $20,000 is a lot of money, and I can't afford to lose just $20,000.
Hi, this is Northwood Interiors.
This week, the problem solvers tried to reach Ziegler in an attempt to hear his side. He never replied to our request for an interview, but did call Jeremy. In an email, he told us that Ziegler said he would offer his money back, but took issue with our involvement. Jeremy added Ziegler claimed he was in jail on a driving offense for the past 2 months, too. Fox 17 obtained Ziegler's criminal history through state police. It revealed no recent arrests, nor did his driving record that we also requested from the Secretary of State's office, although it's possible an incident happened outside of Michigan.
It just changes our ability to live in the house because now projects are not complete.
Jeremy says regardless, he just wants the $20,000 returned and to help others avoid a situation like the one his family endured.
I don't have the extra to just find another contractor. And so it definitely puts us in a bind there and kind of puts me a little bit of a trust issue with contractors and kind of wants me to go back and do it myself.
Now, as the problem solvers investigated Ziegler, we discovered he is not a licensed contractor in Michigan, according to Laura. Neither is Northwood Interiors, although there is a second business incorporated last year registered under his name called Lakes Finishing and Design. On top of that, a Kent County man filed a small claim against Ziegler and a third business titled Edge Finishing and Design in the 63rd District Court this past August. That homeowner alleges he paid Ziegler $4,000 for a job that never happened earlier this year. Reporting live in the studio, Marisa Oberly, Fox 17 News.
Thank you, Marisa. And meanwhile, if there's an issue you need help looking into, you can call the problem solvers at the number on your screen or send an email to problemsolvers@fox17online.com.